I mean, I'm 51. I would hate for a 21-year-old or something to have to go through digesting their own fate and think of, okay, this is what's going to take me out. I'm doing everything I can to make sure that you don't have to go through what I'm going through.
My name is Jane. I'm a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a friend, a lover, a cat mom, and I am a cervical cancer warrior.
Something in my brain had told me that my IUD had been in for 5 years. So I'd called, made an appointment, went in, and when I got there, the receptionist had said to me, "What are we doing today?" And I said, "Well, I need my IUD out. It's been 5 years." And she had said, "No, it's 4." And I'm like, "No, it's 5." She's like, "No, Jane, it's 4." And she turned the computer around to show me the date that it had gone in. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh. If it's not coming out, what do you want to do?" And I said, "Well, let's do a pap smear. We'll just, make sure everything's good and everything's okay." I was laying on the bed, put my feet up, and she put the speculum in and took the speculum right back out again and said, "I'm just going to wait for the doctor. Is that okay?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely." Meanwhile, the entire air in the room had changed. It was like a wet blanket. When the doctor came in, he had done the speculum, and he was like, he goes, "Okay, I'm going to take a sample." And it hurt like nobody's business. I have never, it was just one of those things where you're like, "Oh my, ow, ow." He said, "I'm going to send this away and see what it is." And I said, "Okay, no problem." And he said, "We should have the results back in a couple of weeks." So this was, I believe, on the Tuesday. And I'd gone back to work, and I was in a lot of pain, a lot of discomfort. So I had called and I said, "I need to come back. I need to see the doctor. I can't shake this pain." I got back to the office. The receptionist said to me, she goes, "Oh, you're here." She goes, "Your results are back too." And I was like, "Pardon?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like in my head, I'm like, "Pardon? What? Went in and I sat down and I waited for the doctor to come in, and he came back in and he, forced his best smile. Lovely human being that he is, forced his best smile. And he sat down and I looked at him and I said, "My results are back after 2 days, not 2 weeks." I go, "Is it bad news?" He goes, "It's cervical cancer." And I said, "Am I going to die?" He goes, "I don't think so." He goes, "But we're going to do a hysterectomy." We set up all the arrangements to go to Kingston. Joke's on me. We got to Kingston. And when I was sedated, I had an internal exam and it had spread. We couldn't do the hysterectomy. Because of what would have to come out. I wouldn't have time to heal in order to have chemo and radiation to save my life. So we were going to leave everything and just go have chemo and radiation. Okay. And I said to the surgeon, "I don't want to die." She said, "I don't want you to die. I'm not going to let you die." I said, "I just got my hair done." She started laughing. She goes, "Your hair looks amazing. We're not going to let that happen." Off we go to Oshawa Hospital. Met an amazing doctor. A doctor that I really don't know. I don't know how I would have got through a lot of it without my very first doctor, if he did save my life. She did my radiation, and I had a little bit of chemo. They dulled it down. She did my radiation and my brachytherapy. We thought we were okay. We thought we were great. We got the all clear. Not that it was gone. I don't like to use that word. That it was just clear. And then the pain in my back took us back to the emergency room, and it was a lump on my kidney. It was there. It was never really gone. It just found a new spot to hide until it jumped up on my kidney, and then my liver, and then my lungs, both of them. It's been 7 years for me. That's a lot of digging deep. That's a lot of, what am I going to do if? And then you realize, what am I going to do if is completely irrelevant, because you need to just take it one day at a time, that one emotion at a time. Fear can be all-encompassing, but so can hope. Because of the type of cancer that I have and where it started from, if I'd had the HPV vaccine when I was in my teen years, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. It would have saved me from battling cancer. Get your pap smears done and pay attention to the signals your body is giving you, because it honestly could save your life. Something somewhere in the planets aligned, misaligned, did whatever they did, tricked my brain into a year earlier.
If I hadn't have had that happen, we wouldn't be sitting here right now, because my cancer would have taken over unbeknownst to any of us, or it would have been too late, and that would have been the end of it. End of me. That's how that would have worked out. Get screened for cervical cancer. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Cancer's worse. Cancer's worse.